Hey guys, welcome back to Mo's Game Table. Today we're going to take a look inside Coalition, the Napoleonic Wars 1805 to 1815. This is a game designed by Javier Garcia de Gabiola and published by Compass Games. I just got this in the mail, so I wanted to shoot a video and share with you what's inside the game. If you are interested in this game, it is now available on the Compass website, so you can place an order for it there. So let's take a look at the back of the box and see what this game's all about. Coalition is a fast grand strategy game with operational elements that could recreate all the Napoleonic Wars 1805 to 1815 in just one evening. The British player will launch successive coalitions of allied countries to destroy the French Empire, and the French player will try to surrender Great Britain through invasion or the continental blockade. Victory points and glory points are also tracked to win the game for players controlling also Austria, Prussia, Russia, and Spain. The counters represent historical fleets and armies, being 18 to 25 ships or 30 to 50,000 men, every strength point. Every country has both recruitment and economic points to recruit armies and fleets, or to pay for event and coalition cards. Coalition cards permit the British player to arrange historical coalitions of several countries to destroy France. Event cards recreate historical situations that could imply some modifications in the general rules of the game, or even to change the fate of the game dramatically. But this is not an event card-driven board game. And you can see an example of the mounted board as well as the cards and the counters in the game. And for the components, you get a 22 by 34 inch mounted map, 2 counter sheets, 2 player aid cards, 3 card decks, 1 rule book, and 6 six-sided dice. It is a medium complexity, 1 turn equals 1 or 2 years, and it is for 2 to 6 players. The suitability for solitaire is medium, and the average time to play is 4 to 8 hours. So let's take a look inside and see what you get. And we have a clarification sheet for the rules, deck of cards, pack of dice, our baggies, and a little sheet of paper. It says, the back of the box says 3 card decks. There is only 1 card deck that includes all the cards needed in the game. So that's why we only see the 1 deck of cards. We have our rule book, 2 counter sheets, 2 player aid cards, and the mounted map. So let's set up the map and take a closer look at the game. And here's a look at the mounted map that comes with the game. It is a beautifully done map. And once again, Compass gets it right. It lays flat right out of the box, no backbending, no putting weight on it. It just lays flat, which means you can get right to playing. On the eastern border, we have the Russian Empire, and on the western, we have the Kingdom of Portugal. All the other powers are in between, and you can tell where they are by the key at the bottom. We have different card piles for the event cards and the coalition cards down at the bottom right. We have the game turn track, abbreviated game turn track, the victory and glory point track, recruitment points, and the economic point tracks on the map. You have these 4 different war boxes that will be for different wars that are happening around the world that are off map, but they will impact the game in different ways. So like I said, beautifully done map and easy to discern which are the borders for each of the different empires and kingdoms. So easy to read, easy to play. Now we'll take a look at the player aid card. It gives you the sequence of play, the attrition matrix, battle matrix, and the surrender table. Now we'll take a look at the counter sheets that come with the game. These are nice, thick, pre-rounded counters covering all 6 factions in the game. Remember, this is a 2 to 6 player game. You'll have your generals, admirals, armies, as well as different admin counters that you'll be using throughout the game. Now we'll take a look at the 3 card decks that come with the game. The first one up are the home cards. On the left-hand side, we have the UK, and on the right-hand side, we have Austria. Both of these are listed as major powers. The Low Countries are not. On the top left-hand side, you see the recruitment points, and on the top right, you see the economic points. All 3 of these have that. All of the factions will have that information. Across the middle, that is the home card information, and that will give you information about surrender, invasion, army reduction, and any special rules that are pertaining to that faction. On the bottom, you have the home card surrender conditions, as well as the reinforcement and removal information. Next up is the event deck, and I have 3 examples out there for you to see. These are purchased by each of the major powers by expending 2 economic points, and then they can draw 1 from the deck. And of course, I'd have that example out there, Grognards of the Old Imperial Guard, the Grumblers. It's where we get our nickname from. Lastly, we have the coalition cards. There are 5 of these in the game, and they represent the historic coalitions from the 3rd through the 7th coalition from 1805 to 1815. And this is going to be played only by the UK player, and when they are played, this will identify which major and minor power automatically becomes pro-UK. And to purchase them, the UK player will spend 2 economic points, and there is no limit to the number of coalition cards a UK player can retain in their hand. Now we'll take a look at the rules. This is a 22-page full-color rulebook. On the inside of the front cover, we have the table of contents, so you can easily reference anything you need during the game. Then we have the introduction, the objective, the map, and the number of players. Remember, this is a 2 to 6 player game, so that's going to give you the breakdown of who plays what factions based on the player count. Then we have preparing for play. Then we have the game markers explained out to you, how to use those during the game, and then we have the sequence of play starting on page 3. And you'll notice you have exceptions, game notes, as well as some examples, text examples, in these blue call-out boxes so you can easily understand what each of the rules are. We have the countries, map areas, all broken down for you. The home cards, which we looked at already, the event cards, the coalition cards, how to use your economic and recruitment points, your generals, how to use your reinforcements, using multiple generals, admirals, armies, your fleets, move actions, maneuver reactions, type of maneuvers, attacks, battles, and sieges, fleets in battle, recruitment and reinforcement, country alignment, major power surrender, major power occupation continued on over here. Then you have creation of minor countries, control of the minor countries, ports, supply, end of game and victory here on page 16. Then you have rules for 3 to 6 players, a bridged version of the game here. The 100 Days campaign in 10 minutes, a little breakdown for you here, illustrated example of play, and then you have the counter manifest on the back, as well as a copy of the player aid card on the back of the rules. And that is a look at everything you get inside of Coalition, the Napoleonic Wars, 1805 to 1815. This is a game designed by Javier Garcia de Gabiola and published by Compass Games. Beautiful production quality, and if you're a Napoleonics fan, you're going to want to jump on this. If you like grand strategy games, the big picture games, you're going to want to check this one out. I, myself, really don't have a big interest in Napoleonics, but this game intrigues me because it's big picture. I don't need to know about unit types and unit strengths and different types of Napoleonic strategies at the time or tactics at the time. I can just concern myself with big picture, and I think that's pretty cool. Scales from 2 to 6 players, that makes it great. And on top of that, it makes it a great gateway to get non-war gamers into playing this type of game because it's area control, something they know, something they're going to understand, and something they're going to dig, and something you can draw them in and get them to play something like this. Then you can slowly introduce them to Hex and Counter, and hey, you got another war game partner to play with. But I'm real excited to get this one on the table and check it out pretty soon and share my thoughts with you in a review. Well, I hope that helps you guys out if you've been curious about this one. If you have any comments or questions, post them down below. Thanks for tuning in, guys. See you next time.